Oh yeah, no, this man is a heavy metal man now. He's a heavy metal man now. He got a podcast. You do a bad thing, you do the news thing, you do the everything, do it good. This man, good looking man, he got a podcast, got a really good podcast. Oh yeah, man. This man got a really good podcast. It's Heavy Metal Newsman Podcast. Chat talking with Shandy. It'll get your heavy metal man for free. It's a heavy metal news now. Gonna get your heavy metal news now. It's a fun time now. It's a good time news now. Gonna get your news now. Let's start it. It's a heavy metal news now. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, man. Took you to Jamaica for some jerk chicken. How about that, huh? Some delicious fruits that they have there. Have you seen some of the fruits that they have there in Jamaica? Delicious looking. They stay very healthy on that stuff. That's what they're saying down there in Jamaica. And I believe it's down at the Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna. Why didn't I do that song for an opening? That would have been really good. Welcome back, my friends, my wonderful, sweet friends out there, to another episode of Heavy Metal News Talk. This is right. You know, you might come in and say it's a reggae podcast. No, it's Heavy Metal News Talk. We get to the breaking, cutting-edge stories of the week, the ones that I want to look at anyways. We read the stories. We talk about life and other things. And then at the very end of this thing, you're going to love this. You might even shit yourself when you hear it. But we get to the comments section at the very end. I read your thoughts and opinions from the previous episode. That keeps you locked in and listening every single week. Because then you get addicted. You got to put a comment down there. You got to be part of the fun. That's what it's about. 179 of this fine podcast hasn't won any awards yet or anything like that, but you know they will start pouring in sooner or later. But 179, we're here. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into some hot stories of the week. These are some of the things we will not be talking about. George Lynch, by God, he's going to have Lynch Mob, but it's going to be a revolving cast of characters, and he's heading out on the road. In this moment, they're heading out on the road. Who else is heading out on the road? Everyone's heading out on the road these days. You got new singles from different people, different bands and stuff are putting out new songs. So here's what I've gone on tap for you. And I did a really good thing here because I know you guys didn't want to hear about Gene Simmons. I wanted to jump back into him, but I've got some great stories lined up. We're going to talk about a lost Motorhead album. Rob Halford says he's gutted that he's not going to make it to Ozzy's final performance out there in Birmingham, England. That is his home state. We're going to watch Gary Holt get his birthday cake. He turned 60 years old, I think. And they're going to give him his birthday cake on where he really wants to have the cake and eat it too, on the concert stage. But first up, we got Chris Adler. Do you know who he is? He's the former drummer from Lamb of God, and he says he was fired by email. I wanted to get into that. We also have a story coming up from Adrian Smith. Are you familiar with him? He's the guitar player for Iron Maiden, and he says there's only a couple people in Iron Maiden that are making money. And you know I love talking about the way that pie cuts up. I like it when everyone gets a piece of the pie. But bands don't always work that way, and he's going to explain that, and I can't wait, because I'm telling you, it's Steve Harris, Bruce Dickinson. They're making the lion's share of it, the British lion's share, if you don't mind me adding that. Let's get into it right here, right now. Chris Adler. Boy, oh boy, if you put a cowboy hat on this guy, he's Chris Christopherson, 1978, and he's out, and well, I'm going to swear and I'm going to say it, but he's out there, he's out there freaking all the ladies. He's you know. But this is not Chris Christopherson. This is Chris Adler, and we're going to find out. He said it devastated him to find out by email. Really, bros? Really, Randy? We have been friends for oh so many fucking years. Even when you had a little spiky little hairdo and you put all that pomade gel in it. Really? And you're going to fire me by email, dude? If you don't mind me saying, I think that's fucked. You don't do anything by email. You're going to fire. You know what? Employers don't. They like to sit you down. They want to see the absolute fear and misery and tears in your eyes when they fire you. Not that I know what that's like. I command respect at my jobs. Within a year, I'm running the place. I might not be in the managerial positions, but I'm running it. Enough about me, even though this is my podcast. I welcome you all. Let's get into it now. Let's find out. He was devastated. It hurts. It hurts to get fired from rock and roll. And it also hurts to be fired by email. Chris Adler has opened up about his departure from Lamb of God, explaining that it was devastating for him to be fired from what he considered to be his life's work. And he's put a lot of work into that work. Lamb of God officially parted ways with the drummer in July 2019. He was replaced by Art Cruz, who had previously played with Prong. When did he do that? Winds of Plague, and filled in for Adler on several Lamb of God tours in 2018 and early 2019. Adler, who has also played drums with a number of metal artists, including Megadeth, Nitro, Blotted Science, never heard of that, and Protest the Hero, spoke about the circumstances that led to his exit from Lamb of God in a new interview with Scott Penfold of Loaded Radio. Now, Scott Penfold, have we made this? I think I'm about to make the same screw up that I did last time. Because I said, in some other episode, you got to go listen to them all to find out, but in some other episode, I said, Scott Penfold, that was the guy that did 120 minutes on MTV. Nay. That's Matt Pinfield, and I think someone corrected me on that, so please correct me again in the comments, of Loaded Radio. He said it's transcribed by blah, blah. If anybody knows Lamb of God from the beginning, I think they know that I put a lot into that band. The first practice ever was at my house. You don't fire a man by email when you started the band in his house. I kind of picked the guys out and worked really hard for myself and for the guys the entire time. So that became really my identity. That was your band. If they're setting up in Mama's living room, like Mama Diablo let my bands do, I almost got choked up there for a minute because I thought about it. And you're picking out the dudes to be in the band. It's your band. They can say what they want. They can believe what they want. It's your band. So that became really my identity. That was about as personal as it has ever been. When I got to do the Protest the Hero record in 2013, you know that one? It's called Volition. That was one of my favorite bands at the time. So that was a real rush for me to be able to do something. And that was by far my most difficult recording that I did, and probably I'm most proud of it. His Protest the Hero album. I'm really happy from them. I'm really happy for them that they won the Canadian Grammy equivalent for that. That's great. He's on a Canadian Grammy award-winning album there. And so that felt like a personal challenge. Can you actually pull this off? ? Which was amazing. And then, of course, getting the call to do the Megadeth thing, recording the 2016 album Dystopia and touring with the band briefly in support of the record, is what I've done. When I was 14 years old, skateboarding around and trading cassettes of music, I heard a Megadeth song for the first time. And I remember the day. I remember the ramp I was doing tricks on. I remember the board I had. Have a suicidal sticker on it. Well, that set me on a path to do exactly this. Megadeth was the thing that just flipped the switch. So when I got the call, that was the greatest thing. And I was just jumping up and down. I could not believe that I was going to be part of my favorite band of all time. Are you kidding me? And to have the record win a Grammy? Dude, this guy's rocking. He's got a Canadian Grammy and a Grammy. Well, thank you for those accolades, Shane. But it was just amazing. Where's Lamb of God's Grammys? I'm going to feel like a real knucklehead if they've won Grammys, but I'll tell you what it is right now. You want to know? Best metal performance. Not best metal song, not best metal album. Best metal performance. That's what you get. Reflecting on some of the issues that were going on in his life prior to his departure from Lamb of God, Adler said, "My mother passed away. I was in the middle of a terrible divorce. I had the motorcycle accident." Jesus. Oh boy, he's got something. And I haven't talked about this one before. Hold on to your tits, Shane. But at the same time in 2016-17, right at the end of 16, I was diagnosed with something called musician's dystonia. Hey, the laptop turned off. I hope it stays off. What's that? Musician's dystonia? Okay, guys, I'm not going to look yet, but I think Lars Ulrich suffers from this. And I think I had it at a certain spell. It's when one of your limbs does not want to, it's like the muscles do not want to work. Like if you're playing double bass all the time and it just doesn't want to pick, it doesn't want to work. That's what I think he's going to say. Musician's dystonia. I think Lars has it in that leg. And he might have it in his arms too. And that's just alleged, okay? I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying. Mr. Adler is going to tell us what it is. I didn't want to talk about it at the time because I felt it would hinder my career. But I've got through an incredible amount of work and be able to come back from it. What it is, thank you for telling us, please. What it is, and I've heard Alex Webster, Cannibal Corpse, talk about this before, and I'm buddies with him. And I recently saw the Nickelback documentary. I'm not the biggest Nickelback fan. You got to say it out loud, though, don't you? You got to say, I was watching the Nickelback documentary, but I don't really like it. I'm just wanted to see his haircuts through the years. He's not the biggest Nickelback fan in the world, but it's a great documentary. If you haven't seen it, their drummer, Daniel Adair, went through the same thing. It may have been with his arm or his hand, but he was diagnosed with dystonia. And for drummers, really, for anybody that plays an instrument, it's kind of a death sentence. How is it? Detailing his battle with musician's dystonia, a neurological disorder characterized by involuntary muscle contractions and loss of fine motor control during specific musical tasks. Exactly. Particularly those requiring complex and repeated movements. Chris says, well, mine was with my right foot. Couldn't keep that. Couldn't do it. Dystonia is basically a neurological condition where the nerve that controls the movement of any particular body part basically deteriorates to the point where that motion becomes impossible. So people that repeat the same repetitive motion for decades at a time, what about this one? Can you get it that way? You get it for that? The movement, particularly body part, deteriorates to the point where the motion becomes impossible to do it. Can't do it anymore. You got to do the other hands. So people that repeat the same repetitive motion for decades at a time, this happens to them. Oh yeah, then Lars has got it. It happens a lot to golfers, quarterbacks, first chair violinists, not second chair. Fuck them. First chair. They have to pipe their elbow up higher. That's how you know that they're in the chairs. Because they say, you get to put your elbow really high in the air because you're first chair. You got to put yours in the middle like that, and you old raggedy thing back there, you got to play it like you're sitting on a square of hay. So people that repeat the same thing, yes, decades at a time. This happened to them. It happens a lot to golfers and quarterbacks and all the such and stuff. And this happened to me with my right foot. So I would be playing a song, say it went do 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 do, and my foot, when I intended it to depress the pedal, would shoot off to the side or shoot back. And that was at the point where I was coming off stage just so depressed with my performance. I think the band was very frustrated with my performance. I did give them the medical paperwork. You gave him the proper paperworks. Can't do that. Can't fire him. If he gave you the proper paperwork and said, I got problem. I can still come to work, but I got problems. Can't fire him. Here's what it is. Here's what we can do. There's just a couple of songs that are really aggravating this. The rest I can get through. If you're willing to change them, I think at the time I had also joined Megadeth. Well, that doesn't help, does it? If you're going, guys, I really sound like shit over here with my right foot, but I'm in Megadeth. I'm going to join them too. So tensions were really high, and we were never like the most functional group of people traveling around the world, if you know anything about the band. So whoever was not in the room was basically getting picked on. And I think the combination of things got to the point where they didn't want to deal with it. And I wasn't happy with my performance. So that kind of stopped the train. It was one of those emails. Service is no longer required kind of thing. Oh, here we go. He's finally getting to it. Spit it out, my boy. And that was devastating because I felt like it was my baby. It was my child. It was my project, and I put my life into it. It was my identity, so I had to take some time. And, of course, these other things that were going on, like all your other bands, Protest the Hero, Megadeth, and really just trying to find a purpose, trying to decide what chapter 2 was going to be about. I'm loving it. I'm really, really loving this man. Regarding how he managed to recover from his battle, thank goodness. So any musicians out there that are smart enough to listen to this podcast weekly, you're about to get a little bit of input on that from a legendary drummer. Regarding how he managed to recover from the Battle of Musicians dystonia and learn to live with the condition, well, Chris said, I knew that I wanted to play. Got to. Hold on, what are they talking about outside? Well, they're screaming about something. I knew that it would be stupid for me to try to compete with that, and I had done before because we really did way more than anybody included. But I knew that I wanted to play. I knew that it would be stupid for me to try to compete with what I had done before because we really did way more than anybody, including ourselves, thought we could ever do in 22 years of traveling the world. And I don't really count the awards or accolades. That's why I didn't mention those Grammys that he won. He don't mention his accolades. But there really wasn't. I didn't feel a whole lot more to achieve other than just proving that we were still around. So it wasn't a total death sentence. I think I got off the train at a very good spot and time. I heard a great phrase. What was it? It's basically the idea that the longer you hold on to negativity and the longer that you hold on to your past and all the shit, the more expensive the ride is. It says the longer you... It was a train analogy, though, and I'll try and figure it out, but it was something about carrying all of your baggage on a train. If you don't drop it off, it's going to become expensive. Now, I shit all over that beautiful little poetic quatrain. But that was basically the idea, is the longer you hold on to the shit that doesn't matter to anybody, but is stuck in your head, the more expensive it is to get rid of it. Oh, what's this? Oh, I thought it said fishbone. I don't care about firstborn. We did do them on the channel. I think I got off the train at a very good time. It was just because the other circumstances that contributed to it. This was difficult for me to find any relief in that. I was more depressed and kind of searching for who I am. I am that I am. You are the I am, my friend. And what I'm going to do next, so a couple years of like intense practice. Get to the physical therapy. So a couple years of intense practice, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and really the only way around dystonia is learning to do what you do in a different way. So in that, my right foot was the issue. I really learned how to play drum backwards, with my left foot becoming my main foot. He's damn good if he managed to pull that off, because that is very difficult, which would kind of trick my brain into trying to figure out how to get the right foot to not be the lead, which was using a different pathway. So I, over time, practiced that. I practiced that to the point where I was able to do stuff that you're hearing on the Firstborn record. Referencing his post-Lamb of God project. Yeah, I think we did that. Thank you, Scott Penfold, for this. That was really good. Well, he may be passed on, my friends, but Mr. Lemmy Kilmister, the Manticore tapes, lost album from 1976 to be released. That's pretty good. Especially, I'm liking that year. I'm liking that early stuff and not, 90s album, Motorhead, it was unreleased. Oh, don't give me that. Now, okay, before you come at me with your little fisticuffs, down there in the comments, you're like, put up your dukes, buddy. I like Motorhead, whatever. I'm just saying, I'm more jazzed about a 70s album than a 90s or whatever, okay? Someone said, he did put out some good stuff there, dude. What about No Voices in the Sky? And wasn't Eat the Rich? That's a good tune. I wonder if is that a top 5? I'm scared to hit my, I don't know what I've got on this thing. I don't want you looking at all my playlists and shit like that, and then you steal them. Motorhead. I want to say that it's in the top 5. Eat the Rich. No? The game. I don't know what that is. Play the game of love. Ace of Spades. Hellraiser. God Was Never on Your Side. Overkill. I like Kill by Death, and but Eat the Rich is a good tune. Anyways, is this fun for you yet? I hope so. I hope you're getting there. I hope you're starting to sink in. Your ass cheeks are starting to go numb like mine, and you're just starting to really feel this. Let's do it. Let's get into it. In 1976, the seminal lineup of Motorhead was solidified, there goes a laptop, solidified a year after the band's initial inception, known as the Three Amigos era of Motorhead. Lemmy, bass and vocal. Fast Eddie Clark, this is the band you want. Fast Eddie Clark on the guitar. And Filthy Animal Taylor on the drums joined forces and began their extraordinary journey to the top of the hard rock elite. In August 1976, the band set up at Emerson, Lake and Palmer's legendary Manticore Studios. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. brain salad surgery. Is this the same Emerson, Lake and Palmer that would have done that album? In Fulham, England, I think that is, to rehearse and showcase the new lineup. While they were there, they recorded together for the very first time. And now, 49 years later, the long-lost tapes has surfaced. They've been dusted off and restored in all its raw glory to celebrate the seminal hard rock band's 50th anniversary. It's quite surreal, even unbelievable, that the whole half century has elapsed since the vital time in 1976, just as a remarkable, especially for those who remember Lemmy hammering the fruit machines of London's pubs. What? Hammering the fruit machines? At London's pubs. Is that a fruity drink? You know, old Zero DeLorean, my singer, he liked the fruity drinks. You know, you get to the club, play the show or whatever, they say, can we get you any of this? And give me a fruity drink. Well, what is that? Just anything fruity. London pubs, or as the era's most extraordinarily approachable rock star, has been this always humble man's ascension to Mount Rushmore-like immortality as a rock and roll's ultimate icon. Yes, indeed, I agree with that. This, despite his having sadly passed away nearly 10 years ago, Lemmy himself certainly would have a good cackle. The dogged struggles Motorhead faced in the first 4 of their 50 years are well documented, and the almost accidental manifestation of this album and the circumstances under which it was recorded. What's that story? Present and previously barely known new element in the band's history. Present. Oh, God, man, I suck at this. Present and previously barely known new element in the band's history from that time when its very future looked bleak, and bleak had events not taken a different course. Did you understand any of that? Is it me that's being stupid, dumb boy? Or is it that complete paragraph? Part of the early story involved a little-mentioned man called Frank Kennington, who roadied for The Who. That's a story we won't be talking about. Remember Peter Faulkner, Townsend? He said, I ain't like this band. I don't like doing this no more. I don't like doing this no more. I get no feelings, no fun out of playing me guitar on stage no more. They're going to do a farewell tour. Frank Kensington, a roadie for The Who, before moving in to manage and briefly take on the struggling Motorhead. One of Kensington's moves was booking the trio into the converted ABC Cinema on Fulham Place Road that served as a prog supergroup's Emerson, Lake and Palmer's HQ, which was known as Manticore. You guys know this, you older folks? Do you know this? Is that... Hold on, I know what it's going to say. It's going to say named after the... But is it the Never-Ending Story? Is that what that thing is? I got my eyes closed. You can see that right now. There's probably glare all over my glasses, but you can see that I've got my eyes closed. Is it the big fuzzy thing? I have a dream that I want to fly on that someday. And the way things are going, I might just get it. Manticore was, let's see, named after the mythical beast in Persian folklore that adorned their album sleeves. Manticore was one-stop shopping for bands, with the projection room housing office, while the seatless main auditorium provided a useful sound stage for bands to rehearse in. Motorhead were ensconced at Manticore's recording their set on Ronnie Lane's mobile studio, which was operated by Ronnie's trusted mate, Ron Falkus. Guys, I need you to focus, or my name ain't Ron Falkus. Now we're going to get this great 1976 Motorhead album out, but I need you guys to focus. Focus did a fine job capturing Motorhead's blossoming raw power and high velocity onslaught on songs that would remain in their live set until 1979. These aging tapes were brought to life with restoration dutifully. Guys, that's not good sentence, is it? These aging tapes were brought to life with restoration duties dutifully handled by longtime Motorhead collaborator Cameron Webb. And I noticed another thing, guys. I pick my nose a lot. I grab at my nose. It's hair that I continuously... See, I got tweezers here. And I try for the life of me to get the goddamn things out all the time. But you just can't do it. You know. Now someone's going to say, well, Shane, why don't you get one of them little buzzers? You stick it in there and just buzzes them out. Good point. Good point. Cameron Webb at Maple Studios in California and mastered by Andrew Elkel at Bloskin House in Los Angeles. Name your studio something good. See, there it is, man. I feel like it's right there. It's just right there. See, that's why I keep grabbing, because, I mean, the son of a bitch is just, I could feel it. I can feel it on my... The result is truly historic moment in the evolution of hard rock's finest heavy icons, restoring and bringing to public eye for the first time ever a vital part of Motorhead's evolution and history. The Manticore tapes will be available as a deluxe expanded book pack containing a double LP and 7-inch single and a single LP and a CD and a digital. Congratulations, guys. You know, Lemmy could be in the room right now. He could be one of my spirit guides. Up there with Peter Steele. And I mean, I have all of the rock stars. All of them. So if anyone said, no, Ronnie James Dio's mine. Nope, they're all mine. No one gets it. So there you have that, guys. Look out for that 1976. Wow. What the hell is that? Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. This podcast is really going to hell in a handbasket. But that hair is just driving me batshit crazy. We're getting into Adrian Smith. These are the eyes of blood. These are the eyes of a man that says, I'm so damn mad I ain't gonna take it anymore. You know, remember we talked about Dee Snider. He gets all the pie. And old A.J. Perrell's roof's leaking. He says, oh, Dee, yeah, I got a giant hole in my roof. He said, well, I hope you get that figured out. He's going to say, only a tiny percentage of people in the bands are making a living. Now, now I'm reading that sentence, I'm wondering if it's not about inside of Iron Maiden, but the fact that, oh, we making damn good money because we're on the top, but most bands ain't making shit. There's only one way to find out, guys. And you know what that is. Let's get into it. Those are eyes that say, I need blood feast. I need fresh blood and need it soon. Iron Maiden's Adrian Smith, only tiny percentage of people in bands are making a living. Yeah, maybe I got that story wrong. In a new interview with Paul Salfin of AM/FM magazine, Iron Maiden guitarist Adrian Smith who has also played guitar and sang with Smith Kotzen, was asked what advice he would give to young musicians looking to make it in the business. He responded, wow, play all you want. You can have fun, have a band. Whether you want to do it for your life, that's something different. You have to really dedicate yourself. And you could spend what some people would say are the best years of your life for your late teens all through your 20s. Boy, those were good days, though, I'll tell you. Trying to make it or not make it, depending on how you class making it. What does that mean? What you think making it is? If you class it as earning money, very few people do, unless you're going to be in a top 40 band. And if you just want to be a jobbing musician, you can learn to read music. You can do sessions. But being in a band, that is a tiny percentage of people in successful bands making money, I tell you. Even bands now that have got hit records are struggling to make money. Because nobody buys bloody records anymore. It's hard to get over that. I mean, I understand we're on the cusp of it, so you don't know what you got until it's gone, but... And don't make light of me goddamn story, Shane. Nobody buys bleeding bloody records anymore. And that's the end of that. And the money is light. Very light in the pocket. Why, look in my pocket, I say, there ain't no money in there. And then Steve says, "Why, Adrian, you got to check your bank account. Well, you got one of them debit cards now." Oh, he says, "Oh, that's right, I don't have to carry around big wads of cash. I got my debit card for that." But being in a band, there's a tiny percentage of successful. Even bands that have got hit records are struggling right now. Because nobody buys bloody records anymore. And the money is light. So it's very, very, very difficult. But I suppose it's a process. And the process just kind of makes or breaks the one that stay with you. Stay with it. I mean, there is something to be said about don't give up, right? Didn't your mama and daddy tell you that? Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't let anyone ever tell you that it sucks and shit and garbage and stupid. Don't ever let people tell you what you're doing is ridiculous and no one will pay attention to it. Don't ever listen to anybody. You do you. You don't ever fucking let them do it. Right? You got a passion. It don't matter if you're good at it or not. If you absolutely love it, do it. That was a bleeding bloody good speech, Shane. Oh, I tell you, true it was. It costs money to put a band out there. In the old days, a record company would sponsor a band and advance some money until they started making money. It's difficult, but if you're going to do it, then nothing will stop you, I guess. Smith Kotzon's second album, Black Light, White Noise, was released via BMG on April 4th. The record mixed by Jay Rustin, who's done Anthrax and Steel Panther. God, I heard this Steel Panther song pop on my thing, and I said, that is the dumbest fucking thing. I don't even know what song it was, but I was like, that is so bad. I had to pull it out and go, who is that? I went, oh. Something about I think it was about a one-legged chick that he was trying. And I'm fucking a one-legged girl, and I'm fucking a one-legged girl. I was just like, jeez, mine's better than that. Put a sweet rap beat, something R&B-ish. Don't give me none of that stuff, but take that, what I just did there, and turn that into $1 million for yourself. And some for me, too. You can have the lion's share, but give me some of the money, too. Steel Panther and Smith once again joined forces with Richie Kotzen, the Winery Dogs, who Richie Kotzen was in the Winery Dogs, with whom he shares guitar and vocal duties. He dutifully shares vocal duties with Mr. Kotzen. Smith was born in Hackney, East London on February 27, 1957. He joined Iron Maiden at the end of 1980. Adrian is the band member who has collaborated on the most side projects outside of Iron Maiden. It's true. as well as writing and recording a series of albums in the early 90s before rejoining the band. Iron Maiden has sold over 100 million albums. Yeah, 100 million albums. Adrian's not going to be talking about how he's, hurting for money. I thought this was going to be a story about how they're not getting good enough monies. But 100 million albums, even if you're only getting paid chump change, you're still doing pretty damn good, right? Like Yannick, how much does he get? Does he get a full stipend? Does he get a full share? Oh, you bleeding bloody devil don't, I tell you. And that new Simon guy ain't going to get that much either. Even if he's on the album, so I don't give a bleeding bloody hell about it. Iron Maiden's Run for Your Lives World Tour is scheduled to launch on May 27th in Budapest, Hungary. The trek will mark Maiden's first with new drummer Simon Dawson, who previously played with Maiden co-founder Steve Harris and the delightful British Lions. Rob Halford here. We're going to watch Gary Holt. He saw the cake back there. He saw everybody with the cake, but he says, guys, I want to do the thing where it comes out on stage. I see the big cake there that you were just about to stick a knife in and say, happy birthday, Gary, but no, I want it on stage with my people, what I have out there. So that's what they're going to do. But Rob Halford is absolutely gutted to have to miss Black Sabbath's final concert. And they were knuckling around in that old town there. Rob very well could have been hanging out with Kenny and Glenn working on a tune and heard, oh my God, did you hear? Young Tony Iommi, he cut his bleeding bloody fingers. What, that's it? You're telling lies, Robert. No, he cut his tips off his fingers. That's it. Black Sabbath is done. They'll never come back from this. They could have been there at that time. And maybe Rob would tell you that he knew him or something. Judas Priest, Robert Halford, says that he is absolutely gutted to have to miss the Black Sabbath concert, noting that Priest is scheduled to play the 60th anniversary show of German hard rock legend Scorpions in Hanover, Germany. I saw a clip of Klaus Meine, and he was trying to get someone to throw, I think, a Brazilian flag up on stage. And my heavens to Betsy, it was like he could have been standing in line for his pills at the home. And then he still has a little bit of that voice in there, so it was like, wow. Oh, I thought that came out pretty good. Sorry about that. German hard rock legend Scorpions in Hanover, Germany on July 5th. That's where Robert will be. The same day that the Sabbath event, dubbed Back to the Beginning, will take place at Villa Park in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Rob told Metal Hammer, I had no idea the Sabbath show was happening. It's all got announced and was a big deal. The Hanover concert featuring Scorpions and Priest. And suddenly I get this phone call. Yes, hello. I get this phone call. Hello. Oh, it's Ozzy Osbourne's wife and manager, Sharon Osbourne. Oh, Robbie. Oh dear, I know you've got this gig with the Scorps. But could you consider coming over to do a thing with Ozzy? And the guys? Ozzy and the guys. He'd love to see you, Robert. Halford explained that trying to make both performances happen would be dangerous. It would be dangerous for me. Even with a private plane, there's a word called technical, where something could go wrong, or the weather that time of year could cause problems. Oh, I was absolutely gutted. Acknowledging that KK Downing will perform. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, Robert's going to say nice things. He's going to say, I whispered a sweet message into Ken's ear. And when he sees Ozzy in person, he's going to whisper it directly into his ear. Acknowledging that KK will perform at the Villa Park concert, Halford said that the founding Priest guitarist will represent the spirit of the band. He's like, Ken's like, oh, the Bleeding Black, are you talking about? What band? No, KK's Priest. That's the one I'll be representing. All my mates are going to be there, though. Except for the ones you play with. Great bands and artists. Rob added, it's a wonderful and epic moment for Sabbath and heavy metal. It re-emphasizes that Birmingham is where metal came from. Back to the Beginning sold out in less than 10 minutes. In February, the concert will mark the first time that the original lineup of Black Sabbath, Osbourne, guitarist Tony Iommi, what, he got his little fingertippy nippies back. He said, hold on a minute, Rob. You said he was done, but I heard him just a few weeks ago rocking it out down there in the old alleyway by the pub. Oh, that's because his fingers healed first. You know, after they cut them off, they had to put them on a hot stove or something to stop the bleeding, and then he made the little rubber fingers for himself. Bassist Geezer the Buttman Butler and drummer Bill Ward have played together in 20 years. If I wouldn't have talked through that little thing right there was basically saying this will mark the first time in 20 years that they have played together. Also set to appear on this fine event of all ages and occasions. I mean, just a bookend to a wonderful career. You have Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Tool, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, and Mastodon. And on top of that, Papa Emeritus is Papa from Ghost is going to be there with his slick back hair. You know, doing something. Slash is going to be there. Duff McKagan. The Durst Man's going to be there. Oh. I mean, just a cavalcade. Mr. David Draymond will be there. Mr. Frank Bello, all of them. Let's get into it. We're going to watch him do his cake real quick. And then we get into your comments. Fun. Do it. Oh, yeah, and he's got old Rob Dukes now. Oh, it's the Toxic Waltz they're going to do. Do we have time for this? That's not Toxic Waltz, Rob. You're fun. What the hell, Tom Huntington? Tom Hunting? Now what they're going to do is do Toxic Waltz. Oh.
How we doing tonight?
Oh! What the hell's this guy going on about? Gary, he's flummoxed. He's remember all that shit I was talking about? How he saw the cake back there and said, "No, you got to bring it out." Now I lied about all that, because now Tom Hunting has grabbed the freaking microphone to say, "This son of a bitch thought he was getting away with not having a birthday." Come on. I'll stop it now.
I'm sorry. I have to stop the show for a second, okay? Bear with me. Please bear with me.
Where's he at?
Talk about the dude over here. Our fucking man. Our fucking man. Get it home.
Wait a minute.
For what he does here, I have to say, he roasted me for my birthday a couple weeks ago. It's my turn.
Is that Gary? Is that Tom?
He's a motherfucking maniac on guitar. Fucking nobody writes riffs like this dude. Nobody.
That is sweet.
Aside from that, he's a fucking brother, a son, a friend,
A daddy.
fucking grandpa now.
A grandpa. A lover.
All of that at only 28 years old. He looks pretty good, right? You guys ready to sing? On three. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Don't do the guitar bits in there, you cool guy. Where's the cake? They said there would be cake.
I have a little bit of experience with this thing called blow back in the day.
Come on, eat your cake and eat it too, buddy.
And I want to thank fucking Talkin.
Toxic Holocaust, bud? He says he needs a sheet of paper down there to remember what he's saying because he can't remember the towns. Maybe he can't remember the bands either. Where's the cake? I wanted to see him smack the cake in the face. It's that time, my friends. We have your comments. Yes, I'm going to go to the restroom just to peep it off. Okay? If you've made it this far, I congratulate you. I think you're wonderful, and this is really where the fun begins. So, no one ever gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No one ever gonna survive unless we are a little crazy. Get yourself a Diet Coke if you know who that was. Classic tune from the 90s, I'd say. It is time for your comments. It's my favorite part of the podcast. We do a bit of news to rake them in, to get people in there to talk about stuff. And then this is where the magic happens. This is my favorite part of it, is interacting with you guys. So let's get into it right now. We got Big Tone. I think Mike Buchanan is ending off the thing with the Jive Talkin' Jokes of the Week, but we got all your comments. It looks like they're all there. I'm very pleased with this. We're going to do it now. I crack a greenie. Take a sip. He's got some stuff here too, this time. A couple of you got some stuff. Big Don comes and he says, Robert the Hellion Halford, which is what he used to introduce himself as in the early MTV promos, really, possesses that rare gift of incredible songwriting where others peak and then they dry up. He's a machine, a wet machine. No, he's a machine along with Ken and Glenn and the rest of JP. And that's Judas Priest. I agree with that. My fondest memory of them, still with the JPs, my fondest memory with them was an incredible performance with Girls' School as the opening act. R.I.P. the great Kelly Johnson. What a talent. Yes, I think we've done some Girls' School on here. They're on my complete 80s, and they rip every time I hear them. Every time I come on, I go, oh yeah. And it's Girls' School, so I know it's them. Every time, listen here, buddy. Every time I hear Udo, I'm reminded of my one and only interaction with him. Oh, backstage at a Stella show with Accept, headlined by Saxon, and opened by Rough Cut. Need I say more? Say more. Udo was extremely accommodating and couldn't have been nicer. In fact, all of them, from every band, were great guys. I just don't see how he could rob his fans by not signing the songs that made him. I just don't. Can clean your ears out. I just don't see how he could rob his fans by not singing the songs that made him. They deserve it. And he should be proud of what he's done. Okay, so he's just basically saying, Ripper Man saying why they could put a couple of them in there to celebrate that. But he's saying Rob's up there. And he's got that catalog. I mean, let's be honest. There's a whole hell of a lot of Judas Priest that they'd never have to do. They could hit him with a set of tunes and be done with it. And it's just, I mean, they're that good. You ever heard Judas Priest before? Were you first time? Never heard him? Anyways, Udo was extremely accommodating. Guys, yes, they deserve. I lost my place. Need I say more? Udo was extremely accommodating and couldn't be nicer. In fact, all of the bands were great guys. I just don't see how he could rob his fans not singing the songs. They deserve it, and he should be proud of what he's done. Yes. Great songs need to be shared, period. I agree. As far as Disturbed goes, I'm not in the fan club, and I don't hate them either. I guess I could take them or leave them. I am curious to hear what their new stuff, though. Guys, I'm starting to just fall to shit here. Deep breathing. That wasn't deep, but... I'm interested in hearing what Peter has to offer. He's talking about the Peter Criss album. It's got John 5 on it and all that. We talked about that last week. And given the list of musicians he's lined up, well, it could be nice. I hope it's not disappointing. I had to come down there with some shit. Those are pretty good punches. I was kind of impressed with that as I was doing it. I was like, holy shit, that's like two really good soccer. They right in there. It's like if that was a cheekbone or something. That's how you hit them. If you want a good punch on someone, punch them like this. They love that. Oh, you get over here, buddy. Attack. Whoa, you. Gene. There's big tone on Gene. He's, he don't call him Mr. Simmons. He don't do that. He said, Gene, please just take the money and go away already. Please. How much is enough, sir? We get it. No one is better than you, and it's everyone else's fault. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I was a huge Kiss fan as a kid, but every time he opens his mouth, well, I like him less. Just go already. What does that say? Andiamo? What is that? God, and I can't see what that emoticon is either. I think he told me last time too. Wasn't it like eating half a pie or something? Half a fist bump? I don't know. Here. And finally, Shane. Quit interrupting me. And finally, I'm delighted to hear that our Diablo brother, Den, is navigating his road to recovery. And I continue to wish him well. I also thank all of you for my well wishes. I'm making tremendous strides and should be close to 100 soon. Oh, you'll be 100 soon, brother. I'll tell you, we all will be 100 soon. That's all I'm going to say. God bless. Oh, this is what Big Tones say about my mother. God bless Mama Diablo for playing that Ozzy cassette on the way to your hernia surgery, which I am now an expert in. Ugh. Oh, yeah. I know, but yep, I'm with you. You can't do anything. Can't laugh, can't turn, can't move, can't walk, can't talk, can't breathe, can't... I mean, it sucks. Great story, brother. As always. Keep 'em coming, brother. And then he's got the heavy metal horns up emoticon and hashtag get Shane 100K. I say yay. Thank you, Big Tom. Sticky Doll coming in. I was looking at Sticky Doll and seeing Sticky Doll, the band to take a piss break to. Hey, well, technically you weren't, because I would have had to read your comment and then go. But I get what you're saying. Hey, at least it wasn't a long dump. You never know. I mean, I clip it out, but I'm pretty regular, and it wasn't that. We are going to run with the quote of our upcoming marketing plan for our OnlyFans page. Thank you, Mr. Diablo. Hey, it's yours. Take it. Why did I heart this fella already? Thank you, Sticky Doll. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention because I see GBTWC, GBTWC, had to relearn the alphabet. But why did I do that? Maybe I didn't pay attention that it was a former episode when I saw that in my comments, because I get a big scroll of comments and I read them like I tell you that I do. But I don't read the ones, I just go past the ones that are for the episodes. Get it? So I don't read all this beforehand. But perhaps what I did is I hit him with that. But anyways, let's not, this man has something to say. GBTWC. Feel like, when you're doing that at the eye doctor or at the DMV. Oh, fuck, I hate that. I can see the damn letters. I just got to remember what the damn letters are. He's like, okay, now read the next line down. Oh, GBTW. Anyways, GBTWC says, great channel. Thanks, Mr. Diablo. As I've said before, compliments get you everywhere with me. Johnny B can get everywhere with me. Not in that way, but it just rhymed. Johnny B on Rob the Halford Man. What a damn treasure to the metal community and just music overall this guy is. He's faced impossible odds coming out as gay to mostly male high to testosterone audience, and that audience accepted the fact because at the end of the day, yes, it doesn't matter what sex he prefers. Some of my favorite rock metal songs are Judas Priest songs. I was waiting for something else, and that's why my lips went. How can someone listen to Electric Eye and not get the head bobbing along to the music? Damn straight. That entire record, Screaming for Vengeance, is a perfect thing to me. I had a summer sleeping on a trampoline, listening to fucking Screaming for Vengeance and going, oh yeah. Might have been the same summer as Master of Puppets as well, so it was just like, yeah. Get your head bobbing to that music, and I'll throw this out there. He made the album Voyeurs with John 5 under the band name 2. Oh, I think we've done that before. With the one and only Trent Reznor producing and helping with arrangements, it's an awesome album that's overlooked and highly recommended to anyone reading or hearing this. I'm sorry, my friend, this is going into the void. It's not the same as Fight or the Halford albums. He's talking about 2, and that's the number 2, W-O. That him and John 5 way. He was wearing a lot of them, like really gothed up. He looked really gothed up in that, didn't he? He goes to the goth clubs. It's an awesome album, overlooked and highly recommended to anyone. It's here in this. It's not the same as Fight or Halford's albums. Very industrial. Oh, he's going to tell us. Very industrial with some killer guitar riffs. Of course, it's the John Man. Lots of details and little blips, bits in it. You really have to listen for 2. You'll miss for 2, or you'll miss it. I love when bands do that. They put them backwards messages in, or very layered albums where the more you listen to them, it's like a Doors record. You can literally listen to each instrument. You can listen to Ray Manzarek. You can hear old dude back to the drums. Cha, 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 cha. An old boy on the guitar. Bang, bang, bang. He's like, don't you love her madly? Don't you want to be her daddy? Don't you love her way? You know what I'm saying? You can hear each instrument. So as it gets layered, there's more to listen to. That's what Johnny B's saying. Johnny B on Disturbed. Mr. Dre Draymond. Here we are again. Remember, kids, yep. If you're not praising or kissing the Dre Man's arse, then you might as well not post what you think, because he'll come at you with teeth bared and signed vinyl ready to send out if you remove bad-mouthing reviews of him. Yeah. Because it happened to him. Happened to Johnny B. You know. Sometimes those things like that you just want to hold on to. You know what I mean? But I've decided I'm forgiving and forgetting everything. Even this far, I forgive. I can't believe I'm saying this. I really can't believe I'm saying this. I forgive Glenn Danzig for giving me a copyright strike on my channel. Glenn, beef over. Beef it up. We'll work out together if you want. Call me. Peter Criss. Johnny B on Peter Criss. I love Pete. And I hope his new album is as amazing as he is. I probably mentioned this before, but the very first album I ever owned was his Kiss solo record. That's crazy, because I think the very first record I ever said, "Can I have what you give me too?" was Paul Stanley's, because I saw it in a grocery store. And I went, who the fuck is this guy? Of course, they didn't have Gene Simmons. That was too much devil. They probably didn't even put those in the store. Anyways, that was the first Kiss solo record. I got it from my aunt and uncle the year they were released in 1978, and I was 6 years old. My sister got Ace, and my two cousins got Gene and Paul. I played that album until it was worn out. Years and years later, when Pete got his own website, I logged on. Remember that noise that the computer used to make? He logged on and wrote him a message. I'm going to tell you a story after this that I'm kind of embarrassed to tell, but I was just dumb. And I logged on, I wrote him a message about all that and how it was him that spearheaded my love for music, and he wrote me back. He said he was honored and thanked me for the kind words. A couple of weeks later, I received a Peter Criss solo album art keychain with a handwritten note, oh my God, that said, "To my friend, Johnny B, take the music with you no matter where you're at in life." How cool is that? That is damn cool. That is damn cool. The man himself took the time to do that. I was dumbstruck. It's those little things like that, isn't it? Just that personalized thing. You feel like this man took the time out of millions of fans to do that. And it was handwritten. Isn't that wonderful? You have that. There's the story right there before our eyes of that experience that you had that was so fantastic. It never dies. Not over here on this damn podcast. Oh, I fucked something up, he said here. He's got something. The man himself took the time to do that. I was dumbstruck. See what I did there? No. I don't know. I'm going to lose it. Uh-oh. And now it's time for the Wi-Fi with Johnny B. The Wi-Fi. Well, Old Lou Elizondo, I don't know who that is up to his old shenanigans yet again. If you don't know who Lou is, he's a whistleblower that gave declassified video to the New York Post in 2017 that came from military jet fighters that were training over the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, California. Then he went on tour and did a bunch of, when it starts money, man, when they're making money. It's like, I don't trust that. First out the door. Then when he went on tour and did a bunch of podcasts and radio interviews throughout the country telling his story last year, he claimed to have a photo of a mothership flying in the air and over a freeway. Reddit and Twitter users went into action and quickly debunked the photo, and it turned out to be a light reflection of a lampshade in a window. Oh, Lou apologized and went on with life. Now, just a few days ago, he released another photo claiming to be a UFO hovering over a farm field. Again, Reddit and Twitter, X, users flew into action and quickly, like within a few hours, and quickly found that the picture was that of irrigation circles. I'm starting to get dizzy-eyed. I'm all into it. I mean, get dizzy. Pinky out, baby. Quickly jumped into action. These Reddit, Twitter, action, X, Twitter, Reddit. Oh, Miss Althea's on Reddit. She gets on there. Again, Reddit and Twitter. Oh my, thank God for them. Users flew into action quickly. Within a few hours, they got it. They figured out it was a fraud. And it was irrigation circles. This leads me to believe that Lou Elizondo is a disinformation agent sent out to blur the UFO topic. Definitely not to be trusted. 100%. I've been stickling with Chris Bledsoe's orb footage and others like yourself, Shane. Well, I am definitely no Chris Bledsoe. I read his book, but I'm just telling you my experiences. And I'm telling you right now, I don't trust anybody that's out there trying to making a buck off of anything. This has nothing to do with making a buck. This is about raising people up to a level of vibration that all this bad energy goes away. And then we will be able to communicate. Like I've said before, I believe it to be this case. We have to raise your consciousness. We have to raise you up so you understand that killing, punching, all the shit you're doing is not good, because they want to communicate with us, but they can't because we're violent animals. You don't want us getting in your spaceships, because as soon as we figure out the controls, this whole fucking place is doomed. I think that humans believe that they're at the tippy top of everything, and I know it sounds crazy to listen to what I'm saying right now. I know it sounds crazy, because I was one of the biggest skeptics ever in my life about everything. That's horseshit, that's horseshit, that's horseshit. But then when you start to look at things, see things, changes. Anyways, but I do think Chris Bledsoe is right on the money. Right on the money with what I'm getting the feelings of. And again, I'm not some kind of, I don't hover off the floor. I don't, I'm not speaking to an alien or anything like that. I'm just saying to me, there is absolutely nothing fearful about any of it at all. It is like 100% pure love. They're trying to go, why don't you guys stop being so fucking horrible so we can let you into the galactic family? And I am not losing it, all right? I'm done with that. Let's go. Lou Elizondo, disinformation agent on the UFO topic. Definitely not to be trusted. I've been sticking with the Bledsoe orb footages and other stuff like you. Yep. Something is happening, and I think we will know a lot more in the coming months. And yes, it's all love. It is. I have turned a page that like I've never done before. And it all started one day when I'll tell you right now. Oh, and I forgot my other story, but never mind. It doesn't matter about that one. That much I do believe. Okay, so this is the simplest way to put this is there's this lady at work that I cannot stand. You know, we get our work and it's always messed up and oops, yeah, you got to go over there too. Oop, you know, I cannot stand. So every single day what I would do for many years is I would do my job, and every time I would pull up to one of those places, I would just be like, and then one day, I was in an agitated state, and I said to myself, you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to try and not judge anybody. I'm not going to get irritated and pissed off because things aren't going my way or whatever at all. And then I went 2 days and 3 days, and pretty soon I was like, I feel so much better when I just go, all the bad shit gone, get it all out. That's it. And that's all that I feel like is happening, is there's a vast cosmos out there of rich life, intelligent life, and they're going, I think these guys might be ready to join. Does that make any sense? Johnny B here. My God, this podcast, 3 hours. I need to stop interrupting. That's the problem here. Oh, what is he saying? Another tremendous episode. Good, sir. I really enjoy all the stories this week, as I usually do, and found myself listening to it more than once, really. I like to catch all the details. That's impressive. Until next week, keep looking up, keep asking questions. Keep bringing your daughter to the slaughter. Oh, you're going to twist that up a little. Vague Iron Maiden reference. Yes, yes, yes. If you know, you know. Yeah, you're going to kind of change it up every week. That's good by me. Okay. And I got to give him a thumb because he did make that another tremendous episode comment. Miss Althea coming in. I take little sippy. Miss Althea. Go for it. The Dumbstruck Fool says, she's back, hopefully. Yes, my comment from 2 episodes ago, 176, was persona non grata when you were doing the read-through. And just to keep everyone in the loop, if y'all care, Dan continues to heal at home. He's on a steady stream of 24/7 infusion antibiotics, still a long road ahead, but we are grateful for each new day. Wonderful. Keep going. Just keep on keeping on. Miss Althea on Rob Halford. I swear that guy is bionic. He is the metal god, after all. Amazing and wonderful that songwriting is still fresh for him, where it is probably considered laborious and difficult by now by the majority of his peers. Yep. Still love how he always refers to KK by his God-given name of Ken. It's adorable. And Heavy Metal Seeds sounds like it could be an interesting entrepreneurial venture with a company like Burpee or Miracle Grow. I was thinking something else. Man, I don't know why, but I'm sitting here reading your comment, and I am gripping this freaking mouse in my hand like it's something that I want to squeeze. I mean, I'm clenching it. Heavy Metal Seeds. It's probably gross, right? Me sitting here itching the palm of my hand. Yeah, it is, Shane. It really is. I gotta say. These flowers, plants, vegetables kick ass. All right. My God. Miss Althea on Disturbed. Generally speaking, I don't have a problem with them. I like a handful of material from the earlier album, but I'm just bored now. And I believe Buchholz is pronounced Buckholz. And that's what he told every damn kid in school from 1 to 12. It's Buckholz. They said, no, it's Butthole. I almost bit my cheek trying to say that. Buckholz, like Francis of Scorpions. The bass player, although I don't think his name had a T in it. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just saying the guy right there that has Buchholz as a name, he's not going through grade 1 to grade 12. They're nailing him. Miss Althea on Udo. Interesting that he did an interview on a TV show called TV War, speaking about not performing Accept songs when Accept has a song called TV War. And it's one of my favorites, by the way. I know he wants to push his own material, but come on. He was the voice of Accept, and fans are still going to want to hear something by them when they see him perform. Yeah. You gotta do Balls to the Wall. You gotta. London Leather Boys. You gotta. Let's plug a ball. Wait. Waiting for, okay, we got to hit that. I saw that. Got to do some of them Accept songs, even if it's just one staple song. Say like Balls to the Wall. Waiting for you to do your Udo impression of him saying, let's plug a bomb in everybody's ass. It's just the way he says it. Let's plug a bomb in everybody's ass. I'm just like, my God, so I can start cracking up. That's what she said there. Miss Althea on Peter Criss and his new album. I saw the story via Reddit. I told you she got on there, didn't I? There was at least one of you that was like, no, she don't get on there. Why does he keep fucking bringing it up, dude? She don't get on Reddit. And now she says, I saw it on Reddit. Earlier in the week, I saw it on Reddit earlier in the week, and despite the involvement of Johnny Five Alive and Billy Sheehan, the general consensus seems to be, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, they're discussing it over there. Gene Simmons, Miss Althea on Gene and Simmons, and so-called insurance costs. True, but bullshit at the same time. I think he is more so grasping at straws to try and justify his tour not selling. Will he please just stop talking? I reiterate that $12,495 excluding ticket cost, and I shudder to think how much that equates. She shudders to how much that is. It equates to 7.5 months of mortgage payments in my world, and I am an average middle class, hardworking American. I love it. Keeping a roof over my head and putting food on my table is a little more important than hauling around any rock star's shit. You have my sentiments, exactly. Even if my beloved Eric were here. Yes, I'm trying to, Eric Carr. I damn near said singer, and then she would have not been happy with that. Eric Carr, we're here, and he said to me, here, hold this. I would be like, hold it yourself. You would say that? You wouldn't go, oh yes, Eric, anything for you, dear. Not that you sound like that, but I'm just saying, you'd say hold it yourself. But hey, if a fan has a financial wherewithal to do so, then have at it. Hope it was well worth the experience, monetarily and otherwise. I feel like, I mean, I guess we could all take bets on at what point in the night would the guy that paid $12,495 go, fuck this. This was a bad idea. I mean, I would, if I'm Gene, if you're listening, if you have any interest in this whatsoever, here's how I would do this. I would approach this. If you hit the guy with the loading amps, unloading amps, setting shit up and all that all the way, he's gonna be not like it. But you present him, first meeting, oh my God, there's Gene Simonans. There he is, give him the guitar. Then he's already got that for when you put him through misery and shit. He's going, but I did get that guitar. I've strummed on it in the hotel. You know, I'm just saying, don't take it, take the advice, don't take it, whatever. Even if my beloved Eric, hold this, I'd say hold it your damn self. But hey, if a fan's got that, good luck to him. Miss Althea on the movie Step Brothers topic. Yes, I don't know if I've seen that. It is one of those so stupid it's funny modern day classics with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. That's his. A must watch, in my opinion. All right. And yes, Boats and Hoes is another gem from it, along with the Catalina wine mixer. Okay. Laugh hard. Keeping it bitchy. And that's Miss Althea out. Well, I feel like I got to give everyone the thumb this time around, because it's just not right. You are all me and I am all you. Don't you know this? We are all we are. All we are. The Revenant. Do you remember the mythos, the folklore of the Revenant? He became the Revenant because of a game where the Revenant had to kill these monsters. So he kept the name because he was in the 3 months in the group. You looked befuddled. Here's the Revenant. He says, you looked befuddled when I said that I like the movie reviews. Mike B's movie reviews are what I was referring to. I made a mistake and played your last video at 0.5 speed. Oh, that's slower? I had taken a little ketamine before. Whoa, a little ketamine before listening, and I started singing. Is that something do you do? Get out the ketamine. It's time for a new episode, dear. I started seeing you as a slow, what? 5 speed. I had taken a little ketamine before listening, and I started seeing you as a slow speaking centaur again. That's weird because I had an artist paint me. Is that the one with the 4 legs, like at the half body? I had an artist a long time ago paint me like that for a t-shirt with my shirt off. Speaking centaur again. You had a bow and arrow. And were shooting arrows at lovers who were embracing similar to a cupid. I was. I won't be doing that again because I hadn't forgot that. I was in a public park and seeing all this live and learn. Your friend, the Rev. I didn't understand that last line. I won't be doing that again because I had forgotten that I was in a public park and seeing all this. You live and learn. Your friend, the Rev. See, it wasn't your fault. It was me. There you go, buddy. Yeah. I thought that was like a cat tranquilizer or something, isn't that? That's what you give them so they don't scratch your eyes out when you're trying to do something. Mike Buchanan, to end this thing, indeed, he is at the end of this thing, finally. Final comment here. He's got his movies that are bad, but we love them anyways, and Jive Talking Jokes of the Week will indeed end this episode. So let's get into him now. That almost sounded rich like Casey Kasem's voice. right? Here we go. Mike Buchanan, the 69 man, on this week's Movies That Are Bad, but We Love Them Anyways. Macabre. 1958. Before 4D theaters and AR movie promos, there was William Castle. And Macabre is where it all started. Are you a fan of that Sleepy Joe Bob Briggs? Whatever. I feel like I've heard him talk about Macabre before. This 1958 cult gem wasn't Castle's most polished work, but it was his first real swing at turning moviegoing into a full-blown experience. The film itself, a twisty little gothic thriller about a doctor whose daughter has been kidnapped and buried alive. And he's got only a few hours to find her. There's suspense, small-town paranoia, a killer funeral home aesthetic. But let's be honest, Macabre isn't remembered for its plot. It's remembered for Castle's absolutely bonkers marketing stunt, giving every audience member a thousand life insurance policy in case they died from fright. Oh, and he had hearses parked outside theaters. Wow, that's kind of smart. Castle wasn't just direct. I feel like I'm tensing up. Reading is something else for me. I'll tell you that. I like to do it, but it's something else. Castle wasn't just directing movies. He was directing fear. Now, the film itself is pure 50s B movie material. Overwrought performances, cheesy dialogue and plot twists, and it hit harder in concept than in execution. But it's also drenched in that spooky atmosphere only mid-century horror can deliver. Only mid-century horror can deliver. Moody graveyards, thunderstorm soundtrack, characters who they're constantly on the verge of fainting. You're not going to walk away scared, but if you're into horror history, Macabre is essential viewing. Suck at reading today. It's where the horror gimmick era began. Think of it as a prequel to Funhouse-style frights of House on Haunted Hill or The Tingler. Watching it today feels like flipping through a well-worn horror comic. Campy, clever, and kind of brilliant. Watch it for the vibes. Watch it for the gimmick. Watch it because William Castle made movies feel like haunted houses before anyone else even thought to try. Grab your favorite beverage. Jesus, my eyes. Are my eyes finally going on me? Grab your favorite beverage. Sit in your favorite chair, pop some popcorn, and press play. If you dare. All right. Here we go, buddy. Mike Buchanan's, he's got a quick little thing about the last one. Shane, I could stare into those eyes for an eternity. I can just imagine the metal god sitting down with a cup of tea, little old man glasses perched half down his nose, bedazzling his leather jacket for the rock concerts. Has Judas Priest ever written a bad song? I'm hopeful that there will be another album released in 2026. Well, they say they're working on it. We have to take them at their word. You know, they're shooting them seeds all over the place. You heard Rob, he says they're working on it. To be selfish, I would want a JP album released every year. Yeah. Mike Buchanan says, can't say I'm a huge Disturbed fan, but I do like most of their music, mainly their early stuff. Can't say I'm a huge Disturbed fan, but I do like most of their music. That makes you a fan, doesn't it? Or you're being facetious. News alert, ding, 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 he says. I have read the Udo and Ozzy have confirmed their first ever collaborative album. Oh, really? Expected, hold on, let me read that again. That's a news alert. I have read that Udo and Ozzy have confirmed their first ever collaborative album expected to drop in late 2025. Stay tuned. Metal may never be the same again. That's an extra news nugget. Mike Buchanan, I'll give the Peter Criss album a listen. Can't say I know much about his solo work. And Shane gives us a movies that are bad but we love them anyway review. Bravo. What? I don't get it. And Shane gives us a movies that are bad but we love them anyways movie review. Bravo. I don't remember I did that. I'm falling apart at the seams right now. It's just like my eyes. These are old eyes, 52 years I've seen things with these eyes. These eyes cry every night for you. Mike Buchanan says, nowhere can I find on the interwebs that anyone has actually paid Gene to be his roadie. I have even read that this is actually Gene paying a fan to be a roadie for a day, knowing Gene's is all about making money, not giving it away. I mean, you know, he's... I hope it's not that he's just lazy. He's like, how much do you think I could get someone just to lunk my shit around? Easily 12, Gene. It's time. Before the jokes, follow up to last week's jokes. Oh, okay, we got double bangers. Where is it? And I can't believe I have to explain this one. Today, my son asked me, can I have a bookmark? I burst into tears. 17-year-old, and he still doesn't know my name is Mike. I don't get it. So bookmark separated would be bookmark. Can I have a bookmark? Oh, since my name is Mike, not Mark, I burst into tears. Gotcha. Oh, no idea about why being in a vowel. Just is. Yeah. Not being in a vowel, being a vowel. And now, your Jive Talking Jokes of the Week. What do The Sixth Sense and the Titanic have in common? I see dead people. It's a throwback to last week's episode. Didn't we mention that little kid? And now he's a grown man. They had to tase him. Did I make that up? Did I dream that? Was that in one of my vivid dreams? And why would that be in my dreams? If you can think about things that you want to have in your dreams, it's not Haley Joel Osment being tased. I see dead people. What do you call a chicken staring at a lady eating? What do you call a chicken staring at a lady eating lettuce? Chicken Caesar salad. That's good. You lit me up with that one. After I got the word right. That was good. The police came around last night and told me my dogs were chasing people on bikes. I said, can't be. My dogs don't even have bikes. That's a good one. I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey. Till I turned myself around, because that's what it's all about, brother. And finally, bananas without the B is just pineapple. I'll show myself out now. Please do. Jeez. I just had that pineapple song. Remember that? I got a pen, a pineapple. Oh, pineapple pen. Remember that meme that went crazy there? I got a pen. I got an apple. Oh, pineapple pen, or a pineapple, whatever it was. I just felt like I'm just doing everything wrong today. C'est la vie. You know what the new thing is? It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, if you're living in the moment and you say, I am not responsible for anything or anyone but me, it really is fun. But if you have children, don't say that, because, you got to take care of them. You got to call me crazy, but I do believe the children are the future. Let me see. Patterns. I want the patterns. Take a little, that tempo down. Yeah. Oh, shit. Let's go. You just got podcast, baby. My God, I'm drawing a blank. Baby, go big. I was trying to think of that. Oh, here she comes. There it is. Walking boy to you. Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater. Okay, I am just going to stop because I ain't got it. She's a man